Welcome back, Rec Room players. This is Marisa, and today we're going to learn how to build a pumpkin. This beautiful pumpkin here. Yep, we're gonna learn how to build a pumpkin. And if you would like to learn more about creative tools and how to use them, just check out the link below in the description, how to create in Rec Room using the Maker Pen. But first, we're gonna need our Maker Pen. We can find our Maker Pen in our backpack. First, just pull up your watch menu and then go to your backpack. Here is where you can find your Maker Pen. Press Use on your Maker Pen. Here you go. This is your Maker Pen. Alright, so now that I have a Maker Pen, I just want to open up my Maker Pen menu and then toggle to grid because I just want to be on the grid when I'm creating this. And I'm just going to make sure I'm on world space too. Alright, so I'm going to open up my palette here, and this is where I can find all my shades and my materials and my colors. I'm going to go ahead and select sphere. There we go. Yay! Now I have a shape. To start creating, I'm just going to open up my Maker Pen menu, make sure I have create selected, and then start creating. There we go. It looks pretty flat, so I'm going to adjust it by opening up my Maker Pen menu and then selecting scale. Select on it, and I'm going to pull on this handle. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty decent. That looks like a pretty good shape that I want. Alright, it could be any shape you like, but I think this is fairly easy to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Maker Pen menu again, and then select clone. I'm going to add a shape. I'm going to go ahead and open up my Maker Pen menu once again, and then select. I'm going to select both of these, so they're both selected. I'm going to go ahead and open up my Maker Pen menu, then select clone. I'm going to clone on top of here, and then I'm going to open up my Maker Pen menu again, select rotate. I'm just going to click on this horizontal line. Gets me a really nice switch there. Open up my Maker Pen menu again, select move, and then I'm going to move it into place. There we go. I'm going to check this out here for a moment. Make sure everything's lining up fairly nicely. Alright, so now that I made sure everything was lined up pretty nicely, I'm going to go ahead and open up my Maker Pen menu again, and then select again. And then select all of them. Make sure that they're all selected. Great. Open up my Maker Pen menu once again, select clone, and clone. Open up my Maker Pen menu once again, and then rotate. Open up the Maker Pen menu once again, and then move into place. Great. I'm checking out this little area here to make sure that these lines are connecting fairly close. If not, you can always go back and adjust them later. Great. So now I'm going to open up my Maker Pen menu once more, and then select clone. Cloning that shape, open up my Maker Pen menu once more, and rotate. And move into place. Alright, so it does look a little off. Alright, so it does kind of look a little off. That's alright. I'm going to center this by opening up my Maker Pen menu once more, and then going off grid, and then selecting rotate. I'm just going to center that there. Great. So now I'm going to open up my Maker Pen menu again, and then select clone. Open up my Maker Pen menu once more, and then select rotate. Just fill in the gaps here. Just going to go over on this side to make sure that this is positioned pretty well. Open up Maker Pen menu again, and then select move. There we go. And boom. We got a beautiful pumpkin. It's not quite done yet, so let's go ahead and recolor it and give it a stem. We can do that by pressing done on our Maker Pen menu, pressing done. Great. So now we're going to recolor our pumpkin, and we can do that by selecting recolor here, opening up our palette, and I'm going to choose a different type of material. I'm going to go ahead and choose grip tape, and then select a good color. I think this is a pretty nice orange there. Let's try this orange. Great, that looks like a beautiful pumpkin. All right, so now that we have that done, I'm going to go ahead and add a stem to it. So this gets a little bit tricky because we're going to be using tubes on screens. So let's go ahead and open up our Maker Pen menu once more. Go to Open Palette, select the tube, and then let's check our settings real quick. All right, so always make sure that you are at uniform shapes here. We want to make sure that our grid settings are off, and we can do that on our Maker Pen menu here. So make sure that is toggled off there, and let's open up our palette once more. Here's our tube settings. We're going to go to the second page of our tube settings, and we're going to make sure that we're on connected to nearby tubes. This is very important. All right, to make sure that this is selected, and then we're going to make sure that we're going to have a quite higher tube size there. I deselected smooth tube just because I don't want a really smooth tube, but you're more than welcome to have that. Tube facets is at 5, and then my tube height ratio is at 75. Great, so now let's recolor our object. Let's go to shapes. Let's give this a different material because it's gonna be a stem. I'm gonna give it a wood stem, and then I'm gonna select colors, and I'm just gonna give this a muddy look. There we go. Great. Okay, here we go. We got this beautiful tube here, and we're just gonna move into the center and then get here closer. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and start drawing. Great. Boom. Okay, so this is quite odd. We are gonna need to get smaller and smaller as we go up, and we can easily do that by opening up our Maker Pen menu again, opening our palette, go to our settings menu, and then we're gonna shrink it down. So we're shrinking down our tube size. Excited this? And you notice how I get close to it, like it's connecting? So we're just gonna draw up there. Great. Open up our Maker Pen menu here, open up our palette, going a little bit smaller now. Great. And ta-da! There we go. That looks super huge. That's all right. So what we can do is open up our Maker Pen menu here and then select scale. All right, I'm gonna select on this object here and I'm gonna scale it down. Great. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to move it into place. That looks pretty good. So if I wanted to adjust my tube facets here, I can easily do that by opening up my Maker Pen menu here, then going to manipulate and manipulating the points here. And I can manipulate them into place. There we go. Great, now we have a stem. So let's go ahead and open up our Maker Pen menu here and then select Done Editing. All right, so we're done editing. But you notice that we have this container. This is kind of like all in the group. We kind of created this all in the group here. And then we have this object here. And this object is separated from this, but we want them in the same container. We can change that by selecting them and merging them into a container. Just open up your Maker Pen menu here and then select Select. Great. Now we're going to select both of these objects here. Select that one. And then we're gonna get these 3 little dots. Select 3 little dots, merge shapes. Great, now it's in one container. We have a pumpkin in one container. That's pretty great. So now we're going to go ahead and move it into place by opening up our Maker Pen menu and then selecting Move. Here we go, we got a pumpkin, guys, in our dorm. Yeah, it's beautiful. And then we can scale it. And move. Well, there you go, a nice beautiful pumpkin in your dorm room. Now, if you want to save your room, go ahead and open up your watch menu, go to this room, and then select Save. I hope you guys have fun making pumpkins. But remember, be creative and give it your Rec Room best. If you guys like these videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in Rec Room.